So tell me, what's the plan for the PBLA for 2023? What's your goals for the next year?
Well, I think, first of all, we'd like to establish ourselves, as one of the most exciting lacrosse leagues, in business, one of the most exciting sports in business. I think, going into next year, we'd like to expand by at least two teams. We might expand to as many as four if the combination of cities is right. And so I think we're going to take a lot of time this year to make sure our product's right, treat our players properly, and our fans properly, and entertain. And hopefully, over the next 3 or 4 years, we'd like to grow by at least two teams a year. And in some cases, if we go out to the Midwest, we'd have to grow by four teams to form an entire division. So depending on
Mhm.
where we're growing, we'll either go by two or by four teams.
Okay. And do you have the division set up based off of the geographical location in the states?
Yeah, we have a map, in our office, and that we've sort of got a long range plan of pins as to where we'd like to be, where we think we can grow, and where the player pools are. And so
Mhm.
while we're looking for expansion, we're also looking, okay, where can we tap in to player pools that either exist or are growing that we can help grow. And so it's a fun combination because it's finding the right arenas, finding the right cities that aren't oversaturated with sports. Finding if you can be a bigger fish in a small pond, I think that helps our sport. Like in Elmira, it's not a big city, not a lot to do in the winter. There's hockey and there's lacrosse, so it's going to be a big deal coming to the area. In Syracuse, it's just such a traditional lacrosse market. They have both Syracuse University, they have the Onondaga Reserve there. Just years and years, decades of lacrosse traditions. We had to be in that market. So as we look, I think long term we have to be in the Baltimore, DC area for sure. We'd like to be more in Carolina for sure, and work our way down, the East Coast. And then, man, we've got a lot of interest in the Midwest, like Chicago, St. Louis, Kansas City, Wichita. So it's amazing, that we didn't even know there was, people playing out that way in great numbers. But it's not as big as some areas, but they're growing rapidly.
Yeah. Now, where do you see lacrosse going in the next 5 years, like on a national level, and like you get to a point where, like, how you see these other sports, they start scouting players at a younger age. Is that kind of like a route you go plan on going in the next 5 years?
Oh yeah, we have to really support youth lacrosse and get more young players playing indoor and box in the off season. So I see us supporting summer sort of like collegiate style leagues where college players are playing in the summer, learning the box game. I think getting into amateur youth lacrosse and getting kids playing the indoor game along with the outdoor game, because I think playing both makes you a well-rounded lacrosse player, well-rounded athlete. But yeah, so a lot of emphasis on the growth of the youth game moving forward.
Nice. Yeah, 'cause I would honestly love to see more of the youth get into it because, like, when I was a kid growing up, all there was just constantly soccer, basketball, and baseball. Not too much variation outside of that, especially here in the West. Because, like, I lived in Nevada, see sports there, Arizona, California, and it's always kind of the same repetition, and there's not a lot of diversity from what I noticed. So I feel like lacrosse for the youth, especially, would have a lot of success over here in the West.
Yeah, thank you. I think both as a participation sport, everyone wants to try something different, right? So lacrosse is a great cross between baseball, between hockey, between football, basketball. Some of the rules in lacrosse are designed around basketball too.
Mhm.
And the other thing for entertainment for fan seekers going out looking on a weekend, we've all said this, right? Man, I'd love to do something different this weekend. What can I do that's different this weekend? That's coming out to a box lacrosse game. That's going to be your different entertainment
Mhm.
option in a weekend coming towards you.
Yeah, and plus with it being such a fast-paced, action-packed game that could go upwards 2.5 hours, you got all kinds of entertainment stored for you.
Yeah, and then you watch the guys go at it hard for 2.5 hours, and then if you want, stick around for the post game and mingle with the players and talk about the game.